Kwan Yin, Bodhisattva of divine, merciful compassion. Greetings, this is Dr. Joseph Martin. I want to share with you the joy of my experiences with Kwan Yin over my lifetime. Let's just share a little bit about who she is and where she's honored and respected around the world these days. Kwan Yin was a human being who, at some point in one of her series of lives, of course we all have millions of lives on planet Earth as a human being, as the Buddha has acknowledged, she decided to take the vows of a Bodhisattva. What are the vows of a Bodhisattva? It's a human being who, through divine enlightenment and awareness of the suffering of all humanity, and of course all our relations on Earth, decides to take an eternal vow to be an immortal, to be someone who can be a divine emanation and incarnation of compassion, kindness, and love. Well, Kwan Yin has done this. As far as we know, she has been in the state of a bodhisattva, and of course you too can take vows as a bodhisattva, maybe in this life. Since the 7th century, in the Common Era after Christ, after Jesus, the first Christ. And she is represented in East Asian traditions of Buddhism and Taoism. In China, for instance, she's often shown as a woman in a white flowing dress. And there were many images of her, sculptures of her in temples in China, throughout China, in the Taoist temples. And in her right hand, she holds a vase of water, which are the healing spiritual waters, and in her left hand, a willow wand, which is for cleansing and purification. On her head, she's often shown, not always, wearing the crown of Amitabha Buddha, one of the many Buddhas known to humanity. And in the Buddhist tradition, she's, or he, because we know that all great immortal souls are actually completely androgynous in a spiritual, soulful sense, 100% masculine and 100% feminine. So in some Buddhist temples, he is shown as a young, beautiful man looking down at all the suffering around him, her, and choosing to do something about this. Now, there may be, and in fact there are, roots to an earlier knowledge of Avalokiteshvara. Avalokiteshvara is a Sanskrit word for meaning the listening to the sounds of suffering. Avalokiteshvara is well known among certainly Tibetan Buddhists. Some say that the lineage of the Dalai Lama, he is an incarnation of Avalokiteshvara. In this Buddhist tradition, unlike the Taoist tradition where Kwan Yin is usually feminine, in the Buddhist tradition, Avalokiteshvara is more often seen as male. Although obviously, with the qualities of compassion, kindness, respect, and love, and humility, these are all feminine qualities of the divine in our human nature, and the divine as it exists in reality, in truth, in source, throughout the cosmos and the universes. Avalokiteshvara, and so you may want to or choose to have a look at some of these images. Here in the Western world now, particularly in the last 100 years, the images of Kwan Yin, certainly, you see her in her porcelain forms and maybe about this size, in niches in homes, in altars in homes and offices, not just in the Asian culture, but many people, in Christians, Jews, Muslims, they can have some images of this saintly woman, goddess, incarnation, immortal, of love and divine mercy and compassion. It may be valuable for you actually to create a personal relationship with her, as I have throughout my life. There have been many times in my life where I definitely needed all the help I can get, and I did ask for it. And often in my dreams and in my visions, my mystical visions, Kwan Yin would come to me. Times when my partner died, or some of my best friends died, or I lost a family member, or I lost some other thing, or I was going through some pain, then Kwan Yin often came to me. Now, it's said that she is an immortal goddess of infinite love and compassion with 1,000 arms of love and compassion to look down from the heavens, from the spirit world, and reach out with all the 1,000 arms to enfold all the people who are suffering and calling out to her for love, blessing, understanding, and compassion. I've had so many experiences in my personal life with Kwan Yin, far too numerous to mention, although I just mentioned a few of the more important ones, when she really gave me solace and comfort, kindness, and just felt her arms wrapped around my physical body as well as certainly around my heart, and took away a lot of the pain and suffering from the loss through death of other close people to me. And with my clients as a psychologist for almost or over 40 years, really, here in Canada, I had images of Kwan Yin all over my clinic. And sometimes I had been gifted by some of my clients with images of the porcelain version of Kwan Yin. I also I had images of Avalokiteshvara around my clinic as well. In fact, not just these two, but being a universalist, I wanted to have images or photos of all the great spiritual masters, Eastern, Western, and First Nations Indigenous. So, in fact, I had images of well over 100 spiritual masters of all the traditions, and I supported people in choosing the ones who felt most comfortable and most connected to them to work with in their spiritual, psychological, emotional, karmic transformations. Kwan Yin often appeared to them through their rebirthing experiences or some of their hypnotherapeutic, psychological, transformational settings that we had and sessions we had. Often people in a group, when we did many healing workshops, would feel and sense Kwan Yin in the midst and center of their experiences and supporting them through love and kindness and compassion to move through all their emotional pain and their karmic debt load that they wanted to transmute so that they could feel free, feel open, and feel loving as their soul chooses and needs to be, as all our souls need to be. Kwan Yin was one of my best mentors, supporters during all my clinical work with all my thousands of clients. In fact, the truth is that none of my clients would have received all the infinite blessings and transformational work in its completion had not Kwan Yin and Avalokiteshvara and many others been present, available for them. And in this I would include Jesus, of course, being present, and Buddha, Muhammad, peace be upon him, bless his holy name, Guru Nanak, and many, many others. Kwan Yin has always been special to me. And it seems in the Western time that we're in now, when kindness is so scarce, that this is a time when you can call upon directly, personally, Kwan Yin to come and give you succor and benefit and beauty and love and kindness and joy and gentleness, and Avalokiteshvara. For now, that's all I'd like to share, although in coming sessions we will obviously be mentioning Kwan Yin again, the divine, merciful, compassionate, kind Goddess God. You too are an immortal, and as you grow and heal and expand your consciousness to the cosmic consciousness and the Christ Kwan Yin consciousness, you will experience in this time and this life all the joys of supporting and sharing your love and kindness with all our relations. All kindness,